up, Jay? Oh yeah, this buddy. I remember you. You thought I did a line on my hat. Interesting. Hey Google, play grimy fat beats instrumentals. Man, if you gonna text some shit you know about. You texting the wrong person with that bullshit. I'm not a LeBron fan at all. Jordan is the GOAT. Man, you always. Oh, defensive position. I mean, like, he was the GOAT as a center, but I think he was a strong forward too, right? Dominique. He was one of my fucking idols. Looked up to him. Jordan, Pippen, Clyde, Magic, and even Rodman for his tenacity on defense.
In a Jurassic World, every Jeep vehicle is Jurassic Racing. Experience open-air freedom driving and adventure all summer long.
Hell yeah, you can't mention one without the other. I mean, the next in line is Kobe and Shaq. But before Kobe and Shaq, it was Jordan and Pippen. And there was a lot of duos. And Malone, Stockman, Oakley and Ewing. Parrish and Bird. Reggie and Artest. World meta peace. Kemp, Payton, Sean Kemp. That was my other. I was trying to remember who else. I was heavily influenced by Sean Kemp. The fucking the Statue of Liberty no look dunk. Ain't nobody Jordan made dunk from foul line, and motherfuckers don't even be knowing Jordan dunk from foul line, but nobody said nothing when Scotty did it. Scotty did it from further back. Check that. Is not Scotty? My bad. Ooh, Dr. J. Scotty Pippen or Dr. J or both of them ninjas also dunked from the foul line, and one of them, Pippen or Dr. J, was even further than Michael Jordan. Who was with Wilkins? Dominique Spud Webb and Wilkins. They was a duo. Little man, big man on court. Wilkins was serious. Look, see, and I hadn't even read the comment. You know we some basketball heads. Hey. I said, oh look, wait a minute. We had a little man, cause he said Gary Payton, you know what I mean, with Buddy and Spud Webb. And that's fucked up though. If anybody's career if anyone that ever got overshadowed and it was like really, 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 really fucked up, aside from Pippen, it'd be Spud Webb, in my opinion. All the other ninjas could fend for themselves and they made out, you know what I'm saying? Ninjas still made it up out the league with a ring, or, we know their name, you know what I mean? Like, Spud Webb, though, and Scottie Pippen, I think two of the most overrated and overshadowed players from the Jordan era. Hmm? What if, what if, what if, what if Spud would have been busting the threes like Curry? Ugh, from half court. Let it fly. But the three wasn't really about too much unless you was a Celtics and or Lakers fan. Because them motherfuckers used to, and the Indiana, them motherfuckers used to have some shootouts. It'd be motherfucking 4.3 left on the fucking clock in the fourth quarter, and both teams have enough time left for a fucking over a half court shot and make the shit. That's when the three really mattered, right? Now everybody's shooting threes, and that shit just look goofy. That shit look goofy. Your Townsends, your anybody, your any 7 foot anybody out on the perimeter. That ain't it. It ain't it. It ain't it. I don't ever want to see what's his name? Adetokounmpo, the Greek freak. I mean, if you're gonna make it, all right. Him and Townsend, nigga get nervous as soon as they pull. Well, why they slowing down? Power straight to the rim with that shit. Townsend caused New York the finals. He was the last best asset to New York Knicks right now. And then can we just tally up how many motherfucking goddamn threes he missed? Over 150. Now, what's the motherfucking percentage of he would have driven versus 150 three-point attempts versus just drop to the motherfucking hole? Nigga go baseline, nigga cut, boom, power your way in there, bitch. Back a nigga down in the hole. Where all that at? Nah, I didn't. Nah. Big old 7'9" and swear it's water and be running away from the shot. Whatever happened to the basic fundamentals? Coach told me, follow your shot. You taking the shot, follow your shot. You want some extra credit? Follow your teammate's shot. That's where the Dennis Rodman shit came in. That nigga used to ball hawk, follow everybody's shot. He knew where it was coming off the rim at, whether it was going or it wasn't. And was still going, even at times. He'd be the one running in, charging in, shit hit net, but he right there just in case it didn't. Motherfuckers don't even play like that no more. Secure the rock. Defense wins championships. That's a fact. You want to talk about overshadowed players? Alonzo Mourning and Grandmama. Boy, I thought when Grandmama was with us in New York, we was gonna make it that year. Couldn't tell me nothing, nigga. Grandmama's house. We in here. The first nigga to fully be in a fucking dress and a wig and nan nigga. Nan nigga said nothing. Niggas ain't give him the side eye. Nah, you pass that to Rodman with the pink hair and the black dots everywhere. You knew Larry Johnson just fucking around. He just, that grandmama, fuck, go get you the shoes, nigga. The most respected cross-dresser, NBA cross-dresser ever. Now, you know, goddamn, you know, I don't know what going on. I don't know what going on, nigga. They done made a mockery and a clown show out of shit. Niggas showing up to the motherfucking game, business suit, with some high tops on. That look ain't working. Nigga, Larry Johnson was Tyler Perry before Tyler Perry. Quit fucking around. Tyler Perry probably stole the idea from Larry Johnson. Stop playing. He seen the boy get his run. Then he went away. You know what I mean? Larry was here for a minute, then he wasn't. I don't know what happened. It didn't work out for him in New York, and then he pretty much faded. He did his thing with who? The Grizzlies or somebody? And he just faded. You know, faded to black like the end of the credits at the movie. Next thing you know, 5, 6 years later, here come Tyler Perry. Same dress, it would seem. No, I mean, I'm just throwing it around. You know what I mean? Where did he get the idea from? Where did he get the idea to think it was okay? Because it was already okay. That's where he got the idea. He got the idea from Larry Johnson. It was okay. Nobody said nothing. There wasn't the first 1% of smear campaign. Oh shit, I think the nigga gay. Yo, he funny? Nigga got sugar in his tank. Nah, wasn't none of that. He one of them boys that like boys. No, 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 no. And LJ would box you out or go for the rebound or post up so dominantly like Vince Carter or Charles Barkley, or Charles Oakley, or Abdul. He was a paint dominator. None of that LeBron football shit. Here I come charging from the perimeter. Oh, somebody please get in the way so I can get foul shit. Nah, that's that motherfucking Rikers Island rooftop basketball right there. Down in the tombs and shit. I swore. To me, LeBron played jail ball. He played jail rock. You know, a nigga gonna charge the hole. He ain't finna make the shot, but he gonna charge the hole and just be complaining. Next thing you know, a nigga wanna fight and shit. I said LeBron ain't got no toughness about him. He be crying. He do that intentionally. Yeah, okay, I ain't got the shot, but let me just, oh shit, they could touch my shoulder on defense. Oh, let me flop. I remember when our coach was telling us that. He was teaching it to what was it? The point guard. He was teaching the point guard to flop. You know, you gotta sell it. Throw yourself on the floor. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? What part of the game is this? Nah, put the fucking basketball in the damn rim. If you ain't make it, don't worry about it, nigga. I got the rebound. Set up in your dime spot. Whew. Hit you with that pass. Do it again. Oh, you missed? Don't even worry about it. I got the rebound. Yo, son, I was a rebound aficionado. They had me in Hoops magazines. Defensive ace and ace shot blocker. And I was just mad. All that was true. But I was mad they left out the rebounding admiral. Or offensive and defensive. Boards were mine. Y'all niggas do what you want. I'm getting the rock though. I'm taking a rock from two people on my squad and someone else, or two people on the opposite team, and you know, somebody on my team. Nigga, that's all I was ever using my ups for. I had hops out the gym. What you saying? Ooh, you ain't leave it alone. And you right. You right. Right. Because look, he funny style, and what they do, they always push off the image like they not. So what better than to promote some tough shit? And that's all that ever was. I took my mother to see one of the movies. The one where they go to jail or some shit. Yeah, Medea go to jail. Medea, you know, robs a bank. He doing all this tough shit. Well, alleged. He fucked up now though. He fucked up now. He looking like the bad grandmama. He looking like the grandmama that nobody had. All our grandmothers were Karen. This nigga over here taking buns. Nigga going down with Diddy and the Flames, man. Serves both of them right though, if you ask me. If you in a position proof of which to help your community, to help the hood, then do that. Don't get caught up doing other shit, taking advantage of the hood, abusing the hood. You wonder why the music is shit? Don't no artists want to be around. You fuck want to be around some motherfucking sexual predators and shit. You trying to focus on your album and shit. This nigga in the background in the room. Nah, man. This nigga audition you for a movie, and in the role you supposed to be a tough guy, but he keep making tough approaches to you when the cameras ain't rolling and shit. Nah, man, nah, that's out. That's facts. I'm willing to bet money if you were to get Tyler Perry to tell the truth. Cause I don't know what he ever said. I never heard. But I know to tell the truth, not no made up shit. Oh, you know, where you come up with the play? Where you come up with the move? Why you move with that so confidently? What gave you the inspiration? If we having a conversation, I ain't but 51. Tyler Perry older than me, I think. I don't know. That nigga knew of Larry Johnson. Yeah. Nigga swagger jacking. Larry probably seen that shit himself and was like, what the fuck going on here, man? Where my lawyers at, man? Sue this nigga for defamation. All, all Larry Johnson had to do was trademark the look. Get him some merch, grandmama merch and shit. I want to see what's going on with the Diddy trial.
With bugs, the struggle is real. That's why you need Zevo Traps. Zevo attracts and traps bugs 24/7 using a blue and UV light with no odor and no mess.
Farts. What are they trying to tell you? It starts in the foods you eat. Take broccoli and cauliflower, for instance. These cruciferous,
which should happen in the next couple of days, they will need 1 or 2 days. And that's... Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here.
Alex Michelson here, filling in for Charles.
So, this is a, as Joe Biden would say, big blanking deal. The defense in the Diddy case has said that when they take the case over from prosecutors, which should happen in the next couple of days, they will need 1 or 2 days. And that's it. Now, that is, in lawyer code, that means a lot.
Does that mean what? That you think you're winning?
Everybody, welcome to the last day of the Diddy trial. If you guys don't know, the defense has arrested. But y'all, let me tell you what really happened. Diddy was up here in this courtroom humiliating himself, doing some Green Mile stuff, I don't know, it was some weird cosplay where he had to stand up and officially confirm that he would not be testifying. Now we are going to talk about everything that actually happened in the trial. We're going to talk about the exhibits that were admitted. We're going to talk about why Diddy thought it was a good idea not to have anybody testify on him. Listen, I get it. You can plead the fifth, and a lot of people would choose, listen, I'm not going to testify. But how many people?
Awakening
All
for
this
mistrial.
shit just saying it was consensual. They wanted it. My employees didn't know. Then why did you bring any of them up here to testify? Why did you bring one Smex worker to say, and no, I'm not talking about Tasha K. No shade to Tasha K. But why did you bring one Smex worker up here and be like, hey, she looked like she was enjoying it. She was a good time. I think she was a bully victim. You couldn't find one employee from Bad Boy International. You couldn't get D-Rock up there to be like, what are you talking about? It wasn't a conspiracy. You couldn't get KK up there. All you did was read in a few text messages where Cassie was talking trash and Diddy talking about, I love you, I love you, I love you. And we're going to hold that against people. Young Miami said he made her feel like a woman. And we all know that was BS. So why are we listening to that? Y'all, let's get into this. Because when I say, the funniest part about it was this cosplay that Diddy tried to do. It was straight up cosplay. And it was embarrassing. He humiliated himself. House of Wilds, and I'm ready for my tea. Got my mug today. Yes. You guys know we got merch out there. I'm going to show y'all in a second. But let's actually get into the slave cosplay that he was doing. Diddy, your ride's here. Diddy's ride is here. Yo, what is going on? I hope everything's okay. Oh! Listen, let's keep going. Oh man, that just made me forget. I was supposed to give Cassandra a shout out to Cassandra. Yes, to Cassandra and Melissa. And who else? Oh, that just made me forget a name. Okay, so let's get into not Cassandra, that's Cassie's name. Hey, what's up, Mr. Byron? How are you doing? Dennis Byron, no? We got the real Dennis Byron over here in charge. Apparently, he had a exclusive with juror number 6. And he got his press pass, and he got his press credentials. Hey, what's up, mama? How you doing? Yes, the defense is rested. What's that?
Did he waive it?
Yeah. No, he did not. Bernard, I'm gonna call and text you. Okay, so what actually happened, right? God, what is her name? It's not Cassandra. Catherine? Kathleen? Okay, I'm gonna have to bring her some, why did the name just forget me? Okay, it doesn't matter. I want to give a shout out, but I'll give it later, okay? All right, why did Diddy show up cosplaying like that ninja was at the Green Mile? They said, listen, Diddy had to stand up. Oh, y'all better stop. Y'all, listen, we got these beauties. Literally, look at these beauties. Oh. Okay, right? So they were like, sorry guys, okay, let me get to work, right? Diddy was cosplaying like he was in the Green Mile. Here's how he did, okay? So we're in the courtroom, and he has to tell the court that he plans not to testify. Now, again, I'm not gonna lie, Diddy's team has been BSing the whole time. I literally thought this was some type of Jedi mind trick. I was like, he is 100% going to testify. SB said, hi, beautiful, so when do you think we'll get the verdict? Well, I'll tell you in a second. I'll tell you now since you super chatted me. Thank you, SB. So it's expected so tomorrow there's not going to be any court. But well, there's no court for the jurors, but there's going to be a lot of arguing. I'm going to be there to hear the parties going back and forth arguing, but it's going to be off the record. But I'll be there to get y'all something. Court is starting around 12. Okay, so that's happening. Then they're going to have the closing arguments on Thursday. It's expected to be 4 hours for the prosecution, 4 hours for the defense. They say they're going all the way up to 5. So Thursday will be 9 to 5, full day. Friday, the case is going to the jury. So the jurors are expected to deliberate sometime Friday. It's not the full day. Friday, right? Then it could go on forever. It could be over in an hour. It could be over in a week. It could be over in 2 weeks. No one knows how much the jury is going to deliberate. What happens when juries deliberate? It means that people don't argue. One person desperately thinks he's innocent, another person desperately thinks he's guilty, and they're trying to convince each other. This could take a day, an hour, a week, 2 weeks. I don't know if juries can deliberate a month. I don't think a jury's ever gone that long, but
What
that's
up?
what we know. So nobody knows how long the jury is
Aloha.
going to deliberate, okay? Now, let's get into the way that he humiliated himself. So, let me set the scene. Diddy had to say on stand, okay, in the courtroom to the judge that he was not planning to testify, okay? And you have to say, do you understand? Are you making this free and clear of your own will? This time for the third. Marlene, thank you so much. Maroon,
You ain't send me no pictures from Hawaii?
the super chat. So, the judge says
I think you don't think about me enough.
so the judge
That's
says,
some bullshit.
so I understand that you're not testifying, right? And he needed to be allocuted, right? That means when you make the formal thing, right? And he stands up, right?
And don't photobomb. Don't send me the picture of the beach. Oh, you on the beach, and then, oh, shit, it's cool. Oh, damn, where you go?
Hi, Your Honor.
Send a photo.
Yes, Your Honor. As if he's on the Green Mile about to be walked up to, like,
It's 2025. Let's do what Dre says
he needs to stop playing.
without
And
delay.
he was like,
I've never led you the
how are you,
wrong
Mr.
way.
Combs?
Trust the
And he was like,
process.
he jumps up. How you doing, Your Honor? And can I just say, you're doing an amazing job. Yes, keep that charm going. Ninja, you're not going to feel like he did an amazing job when he sends you to death row. Did he shut up? Did he was sitting here trying to act like he was just some, I swear to God, he was cosplaying at the Green Mile. And you know
Did
that
he
was
told
like
the
put on
judge
a
he
show.
doing a great job?
Tell me he was not
That's
right.
different. Why is there glass
Putting on a show.
in my
Did
weed?
he shut up? We have seen you perform in front of millions, right? We have seen you on the BET stage. We have seen you all. You really expect us to believe that all of a sudden you now camera shy and you don't know what to do, and you're like, yes, Your Honor. When you're like, shut up.
I don't save
Gina,
them.
what's up, Mama? How you doing? Oh,
I ain't
also,
never saved anything you sent me
thank you so much,
except
Super Chat.
energy.
Gina, thank you for becoming the newest member of the Tattletale. Oh, also, Gina said, appreciate all you do. Thank you and blessings. Thank you again, Gina, for the generous super chat. So anyway, he's sitting up there.
Still free
Like, all of a sudden,
of all charges, you know, the cases of, did you send my photos to someone? No. Well, I'm not sending anything to anyone.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Girl, stop.
So.
Straight Drop Promotion said, love your coverage, continue your graces, your greatness. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Okay. So then he was like, what'd you do?
Did it say didn't?
Excellent job.
Oh, okay.
I lied to you not.
You did see that? No, I didn't. Oh, so I'm overreacting? Awesome. I didn't. Maybe the feds, ATF, and Homeland Security is still looking them over before they allow them to go through.
Trying to act like, what should I do to you? Sit yourself down. You know what you're doing. Then he was like,
where'd you send them?
He's like, do you understand what you're doing today? Yes.
Directly to my phone, IG.
I said, what in the Green Mile hell? He said, so you understand that, like, what you're doing, what you're saying, that. Yes, thoroughly. He said he discussed it with your counsel.
Pretty sure I covered everything. I ain't seen nothing.
Yes, no, we discussed. His counsel's like, and he was like, no, well, it's my decision. This is Diddy. As if y'all haven't talked about this and rehearsed this moment for the last 2 weeks. On top of that, Diddy, you are a performer and entertainer, and you are used to being around people. He said.
So you mean there's already a video of you with the what you call it? What's them dresses? They got the flowers, the necklace of flowers. I forget a wheat. No, it's not a wheatgrass. No, it's not wheatgrass.
And then I literally wrote.
What is the Hawaiian dresses?
Is this a joke?
What's the name of them?
Because look at me, I'm
Sent
on
it to my phone.
She got me sitting here to the side talking. Diddy
What is the name of that dress?
thinks he's going free. The fact that you
Like it has a
show up in
specific
this
name.
good Southern District of New York court and you put on theatrics like you are the ending scene in the Green Mile being walked to the electric chair, and you expect anybody to take you seriously? You expect anyone to take you seriously? Now, I do want to say this. Some people say he was putting a show on for the jury. He couldn't have been because the jury wasn't in the room. They excused the jury when he did all these theatrics. But again, who's he putting a show on? The judge. He's putting a show on for the judge. Why, do you ask? Because the judge is going to be the one that's going to be sentencing him. The judge,
if anyone that you put a show on for should be the judge.
It's going to be the one sentencing him. Now, we gotta
I would never tell the judge you're doing a good job, Your Honor.
It was actually
You didn't grant me bail, Your Honor. You ain't let me go, Your Honor. You ain't respect none of my appeals, but you're doing a good job, Your Honor. Yeah, they never got that from me.
Thank you, Melissa, for the fam. I really honestly think that
What is the name of the damn dress?
right? I think, gosh, why can't I remember her name?
Why can't I remember the name of the
She
dress?
didn't kill me. This girl, she helped me so much. I literally had her name until the fire truck, and now I don't know why I can't recall it. And she's named after somebody in my family. I'm trying to go through the whole family tree to see. Catherine. Cassandra. You remember what that girl's name was with the braids? Girl, I love you. Thank you for saving my life. I'm gonna bring you a treat tomorrow. Thank you for saving my life. All right. But anyway, hold on. Let's keep going, right? Also, it's Mel Lexi said if the jury comes back hung, what's the next step? Retrial or deal? Oh, it's going to be a mistrial.
A sarong? Nah, that sounds too fancy. Mexico in the house? Battle?
Now, he will get a new chance to get out on bail, but given what his bail was revoked for, the odds that he'll actually be walking around free while he's waiting for the new trial is
I've never even heard of what you were saying.
It doesn't work out for
That's
him.
sarong.
That's what the ad dollars. They don't work out for him. Sharina Wilson says he wasn't camera shy when he was directing them tapes. Exactly, walking around. You expect us, a man that was walking around naked, sacrilegious for a burqa from the neck up. You expect us to believe now? You're like, yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. And may I just say, you're doing an amazing job.
I mean, if that's truly the case, don't let me hold you up a second longer. Take this tall glass and shut the fuck up and get to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. So do you understand the charges that are in front of you? Sharina, I hear you, girl. He was not camera shy. Cozy Rose, thank you for being the newest member of the Title Tale family. Potent Pondering said, Tisa, I'm sad. It's almost over. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Don't forget all this week. I'm going to take y'all on the blast from the past, from the Diddy trial. We are reviewing all the best videos, all the old lives, and all the evidence. Which, by the way, Diddy's lawyer, Shapiro,
because like in Hawaii, the flower girls with the something dress.
Did he really think they have no case? Again, I saw that thing that y'all talking about.
So, did you adorn the Hawaii look? How about we just go with that?
Will Smith, thank you. Will Smith, were you named after Will Smith? Will Smith. Also, Melody Buchanan said, thanks for your amazing coverage. Oh my God, Melody, thank you so much for the generous super chat. I appreciate it so much.
I'm sitting on my phone. I'm on my phone, so
thank you so
I'm gonna have to wait to check that.
Thank you. Oh my God, Melody is so generous. I'm generous of all you guys. Thank you so much. Also, Charlene Small said, I know you'll be glad when it's over so you can rest. Actually, no, y'all know I love to work. I'm actually disappointed that the defense, I'm not even joking, I'm disappointed that the defense did not bring one witness because I was waiting to rip them apart. I know the prosecution was sharpening their knives. And the thing is, I do want to say this, y'all check me out on Nancy Grace later. I will be back at ABC Live, Nightline, thank y'all so much. But let me just say this, and this is something that needs to be said. I understand that if he pled the fifth, that you're not going to hold that away from him. See you guys, bye baby. All right, I understand, right, that if you go and you plead the fifth, that doesn't necessarily mean you're guilty. We have all saw enough Time to Kill, Matthew McConaughey all the time. We have all, I don't even know if you played.
You said you were staying less than 24 hours, right?
That we know that pleading the fifth is isn't really, it's not a gag, it's not a bad thing, right? Cody Code 39 said, Tisa, you need some shut up Diddy t-shirts. I do need that. And let me just say this. I will 100% stand by the fact that he couldn't bring one witness up here. He looks guilty. When they said the defense press, the jury was like, what? The jury literally was like, I know we didn't hear right. Even the jury was shocked that he didn't bring one witness, not one employee, not KK, not D-Rock. No one could come and say we weren't part of conspiracy. Not one. No, I
What
think
if
it's right. I was talking
he's
to my girl,
accepting
Stephanie, and she was like, no, no, no.
his wrongs?
She had a point. She said, you have
He's
to
had time to
understand.
clear out.
Why open up the door? What's up?
He might be
Why
feeling a
open up
bunch
the
of
door?
resentment and
Why
guilt.
do it? What's up? Oh, I'm gonna be on live for a minute. You want to text me? Oh, I just started the live. I can't. I'll give you. Huh? Oh, probably about like 30 minutes. Okay. So anyway, right? Sorry, guys. Marlene Marula said, Tisa, kindly highlight the situation in Kenya tomorrow. It's a huge day for us. We're going against a rogue regime and really crazy police brutality. I did not know that. Listen, you guys, all eyes will be on Kenya tomorrow. They're going against an oppressive regime and also a corrupt police department. All eyes on Kenya. I will definitely make sure that I highlight and go, even though America's falling apart, we might have eyes on both of us. Jerusha McBear said, what in the Green Mile hell? Tisa be on fire. No, literally, it was ridiculous. Also, Tanya Lewis said, did he make eye contact with the jury during the grandstand? No, the jury was bought out of the room. The jury was bought out of the room, so he couldn't make a grandstand. Also, Facing Truth said, 12 minutes before resting, simply put, you can't defend the indefensible. And they had to read text messages that kind of low-key vindicated a lot of the prosecution's witnesses.
Can't defend the
And it's now
indefensible.
Lexi said, oh wait, it's me, Lexi said, damn. So all those witnesses go through it again. Everybody goes through it again. Everybody goes through it again. But, you know, oh, look at this. Well, let's say my daddy's name is William, but my ex-husband's name was Smith. Okay. Get it how you live it. And so, okay, now I see where you get the Willett Smith. And so Sonia Pearson, thank you for gifting a membership. Low Design. Make sure she say thank you to Sonia. Also, Cast the Spell said, I need a Diddy Shut Up t-shirt. Thank you. Oh, and Kay said, listen, Cast the Spell, I'm going to get that for you. And Kay said, what's going on with the co-conspirators? So the co-conspirators are unofficial because the prosecution has marked them as co-conspirators. They are unofficial at this point. It is expected that once Diddy goes down, they will be charged. So kind of like just saying Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. She had her own separate trial. Bronco the Boss said, Alexa, play Akon. Locked up, they won't let me out. Also, Chosen One said, Sonny Houston from The View keeps saying she doesn't see RICO or sex trafficking. Do you think the prosecution has wasted our time and taxpayer dollars? Absolutely not. No, listen, all respect to Sunny. She is an amazing person and she was a fantastic lawyer. She has a lot of stuff. I've been in the courtroom. I see it. I think a lot of people are going to see it. However, who knows what's going to happen? But I think the prosecution seems pretty confident. Mikey S said the Diddy impersonation deserves an award, but here's a super for the lab. At work and needed that. Appreciate you. Thank you, Mikey S. Thank you. Okay, so listen, I'm talking to my girl Stephanie, and she was like, listen, what's going on, and the reason they didn't have anybody up there is because they didn't want to open up a can of worms. If you have somebody up there, it opens the door for the prosecution to whip into them.
It's
But
midnight there
most
now,
people
right?
know that. And I think most people, especially the jurors, are like,
Midnight in
you
Hawaii.
can't get
That
one
sounds
person.
fun.
I hear people saying, well, the prosecution didn't prove their case. The prosecution put on a really, really good case. They put on enough of a case that you should have to be able to say, nah, that didn't happen. And the fact they didn't do that, baby, what does that tell you? Flor C. LaBelle said, hi, T-Sun. Oh, my God. I got my Karma's correspondent mug. Thank you. Today, waiting for the rest of my work. I'm on the floor laughing at your reenactment of Diddy making a fool out of himself in court. You're doing a super job. Stay hydrated. I have my water. I will stay hydrated. Shannon Kelly said, and thank you so much for the mug. You guys, we have merch. Make sure you shop the merch. Shannon Kelly said, like so many of your fans say over and over, T said you're a whole vibe. I absolutely love every minute. Thank you so much, Shannon Kelly. And Jazzy said, I love how you imitated the theatrics in the courtroom. You always, oh, thank you. You need a bonus. Thanks, y'all. Oh, really quick. B, thank you so much for deleting that message. And Rosa Acevedo. Oh my God, Rosa, thank you so much for the generous super chat. Miss, let me see if I can get this right. Miss Acevedo. Miss Acevedo. I think that was everything I had from 10
I'm actually happy
class.
for
Miss Acevedo, thank you so much.
that on
Wanda. Thank
they
you,
had on
Wanda. You said,
mainstream
woman,
TV too.
woman, there should be more of you.
Mainstream
I
news,
like your
social
work
media.
ethics and patience for the ones with the hard heads. Thank you, Wanda. Thank
Mainstream
you so
media.
much for the generous super chat. And Jasmine Cloud said, even if Diddy gets pardoned, there's too much damage done. Listen, I really honestly don't think that Diddy is going to get a pardon. Why would Trump pardon him? For what? It's not going to help him. For what? And please don't think that whole thing about Diddy is blackmailing Trump, because Trump can make him go bye-bye. He be doing whatever the hell he wants. You don't think Diddy would get the Epstein treatment if he didn't want him to? KJ said, I held a torch in chat waiting on you. I gave up to carry groceries. I'm playing. It's too hot. I was hoping you were safe and in AC. Have a cold one on us. You're flawless and untouchable. Great job. Thank you so much. We all need a cold one. So let's get into the mess that happened outside of Diddy embarrassing himself. So when it was time, when the prosecution rests, and it was time for the defense to do their thing, I was like, what are they going to do, right? And get this, the jurors were sitting up straight. They were ready for defense to actually start. They were waiting on this, because everybody's been like, listen, the prosecution has dragged you up and down. When are you getting started? When are you getting started? They were waiting for it. They were waiting. And again, that's the fun part of a trial. Oh, Pi 3232 said, hey girl, always love watching you. Love your vibe. Thank you so much. And Natasha Dotson, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so listen. So then they literally started standing up, right? Who said, I am Case Survivor said, President Donald Trump will never pardon that demon. He's got daughters and granddaughters. Diddy did it all. So proud of you. Here, get something to drink. Been watching you for 3 years now. Thank you, I am Case Survivor. I just don't think he'll pardon him because he has nothing to gain from pardoning Diddy. Leah Jackson said, Tisa, your voice is important in all of this craziness. My mom and I live for your lives. You are the truth, mama. Thank you, Leah. Okay, and Tootie All, thank you so much. You said my internet connection is choppy. Hold on. The internet connection is choppy. Okay, so listen. So then they were like, okay, the prosecution
It's
was like,
10 p.m. now?
right? And the funny thing is, that's when the jurors sat up like, ooh,
I thought it was midnight because I thought you guys were an hour behind.
And they got up and they're like, we want to admit this. And they started saying, we
Hawaii.
admit
You guys are 2 hours behind Hawaii?
1054, 1117, all this stuff, right? And they also said, we want to enter this exhibit 2000, right? And the thing is, I get it. They're entering exhibits instead of defense people, because I was like, yo, they don't want anybody to argue back.
10 p.m.
A text
now?
message can't argue back. And you know they looked,
That's
and
cool.
here's the funny thing. I get it. They read some text messages when Cassie's like, baby, you my sun, you my moon, my words. I would never, ever, 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 ever. They could never make me hate you. That's basically what text messages said. But the thing is, anyone that's ever been in a toxic relationship, or just any relationship, just because you said it on Monday doesn't mean you say it on Tuesday. And second of all, this was over a 10-year relationship, and y'all could only find 3-4 texts when she's like, baby, they could never make me hate you, and I would never, ever give anything straight. That's all you could find. It was ridiculous. Marlene Marubo said, thank you. Oh, we love Tisa here in Kenya. Let people know they can check hashtag RUTOMUS. Oh, Ruto. RUTO must go. All right? We need help pushing the tag. We're being suppressed. So it's hashtag RUTOMUSTGO. And the yoga priestess said, finally, this is almost over. You're the hardest working on YouTube, and I hope you take some much needed time off when this is done. No, I'm not. You guys, I cover a bunch of other cases and stories. That Fat Joe mess is heating up. There's other cases, and I cover gossip. Baby, we're going to be getting to regularly scheduled program. But if you like my delivery and you like keeping up on legal stuff, on news, on gossip, on who's sleeping with who in the office, baby, you know to come to this channel because we will go. So anyway.
Right.
There was one message that Cassie was like, I'm sorry, I love you. I've never loved like this. Let's have her freak off again. Can't wait to get to Jamaica. Thank you for trying. I'm not, and when I come back, I'm not going to be a woman. I'm going to be a child. look. Okay, first of all, when Cassie sent this, by her own admission, she was a drug addict. By her own admission, she was broken and beaten till she was bloody blue. So what are you trying to say? Like, let me see some text from when Cassie was sober, and that's when I'll tell you whether I believe it or not. I choose Joy Carletta said, he said, thank you for your coverage. Congratulations on your merch and Sparkle. Killing it, girl. Proud of you. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate that, right? Then there was like there was another one where she showed a picture on Valentine's Day where he put like flowers in there and gifts and presents. I said, okay, and what that got to do with anything? Doreen Angel said, T said, great coverage of this child. I do miss the Simon voice though. I'm gonna do a story about Simon today. And Portia, her lion self. Anyway, let's get back to this, right? Then on 415, she said, send me a D pic, okay? I miss you. And he's like, what you trying to do? And she's like, I'm going to be your little freak. I said, but where does it say that I'm going to have a freak off? Even though that last message it did, but I'm pretty sure in March of 2017, she was in the throes of drug addiction. So, I mean, that covers up a lot, right? Nevitz Nonek said the Diddler's defense team has also worked to protect themselves from accusations of ineffective assistance of counsel. That's a good one. That might be it too, right? Then they said there was another one she sent in May 2017 saying, I just bought baby oil at Rite Aid. I couldn't help myself. And then in 2017, she also said, we understand each other. In May of 2017, Cassie said, they're reading these texts. I saw the bracelet that you gave me. I'm looking at my bracelet and it makes me smile. You are faithful, honest. This is real love. You are my best friend. I'm the happiest I've ever been in the world. I said, okay, yeah, somebody is acting like they are free-basing ketamine right now. Again, okay. Then they said, they showed a message that was sent on June 9th that said, love you, and I'm in love with you, and I want you to be happy too. Now, oddly enough, they corresponded this to a part where they were meeting up, and they might have been meeting up to a freak off. Again, you can't spill somebody else's tea. Cassie has already said I was a drug addict. She already said I was crazy. She already said all of this. So, like, what are we really doing? Sorry, I'm just trying to get this right. Something's wrong with my thing. So, before this jumps out, so what are we really doing? I already said I was on drugs. I already said I was cracked out. I already said I had to go to counseling and get clean. So, like, why are we quoting what a certified drug addict at that time was saying? Okay. Then they said that they wanted to enter in a stipulation. Now, here's the gag on the stipulation. Let me do my Maureen Comey lean, right? Here's the gag on the stipulation. The stipulation, actually, so the stipulation was where both sides said, listen, you can read this much, but you also have to read the other half too. And I was like, wait, what's going on? Listen to what they said. The stipulation, Daniel Phillips, that is Diddy's first assistant that testified, said, why pay for the baby oil? Sorry, Daniel Phillips, I think was the first escort. He said, I was like, wait, why was he telling his assistant to go sit on the couch? It's my turn. They said that he said, so they basically said that in the interviews, he did not say that he said that Diddy told him to go sit on the couch, it's my turn. And he also told him in 2013, as he beat Cassie, you need to get out. Now, the funny thing is, with that stipulation, that did not help the defense at all. But again, the stipulation, because they wanted to read some stuff in, the prosecution was like, you can't read A in without reading B. Listen to Dawn Richards. Dawn Richards' stipulation is that she did not tell prosecutors at any time during their meetings, and the notes don't reflect, that she said that eggs were thrown at Cassie. Remember when Dawn said, yo, I saw Diddy throw a pot at Cassie? And they were like, well, did it hit her? And I said, what do you mean did it hit her? Then they were like, but you said eggs when you were talking to the prosecution. And she's like, no, I didn't. I said a pot. And they were going back and forth, and they tried to make it seem like Dawn was a liar. Well, the stipulation that the defense had to read out in court said that guess what? Dawn never said that she saw Diddy throw eggs at Cassie, which lets you think that Dawn was telling the truth when she said she got a pot from, right? They also said, she also said that the notes that the prosecutors took did not ever reflect Diddy telling Dawn, where we from, people go missing. tried to make a big issue out of that, saying you're perjuring yourself. You said this, and Dawn was like, I never said this. The prosecution went back, checked their notes, and said, yeah, Dawn's telling the truth. She never told the prosecution where we're from, things don't go missing. Sharif Hayes, right? They said the prosecution looked through their notes, and Sharif Hayes never told the prosecution that he doesn't have any feelings for Cassie. He always said that he actually liked Cassie. Cassie was making them fall in love. Spoiler alert. Have y'all seen that one hooker on something with Tasha K? It's Tasha K, and y'all know, I got a lot of respect for Tasha K. It's a check from Diddy's team, because she's been doing a lot of pro-Diddy, anti-Cassie stuff. I think they got one of Diddy's old trips up there talking about, in my opinion, Cassie burned me, and I refused to have sex with her without a rubber because she gave me chlamydia. And I said, sir, you expect us to believe that beautiful Cassie, just off of aesthetics, beautiful Cassie burned you, and you demanded she put on a condom, even though we have Cassie, Diddy, and everybody else saying Diddy refused.
What's going on, Banks?
Wear condoms, and
Our
also,
constituents from Amsterdam, man. How you
Cassie
been?
didn't cheat on Diddy. 'Cause if
Fam's
Cassie
good.
cheated on
I'm
Diddy,
good. We
Cassie was
good.
getting beat. So I asked you, if she was burning, who gave it to her?
How about
If
yourself?
she did have something and pass it on to you, who gave it to her? If something was wrong and she was
Okay.
not beat to a pulp
I'm
in
on my
front of
break
you,
too.
who gave it to her? You sit up here, oh, my makeup is sliding off. You sit up here standing like you running interference and standing for a man that used you as a rent BBC. This is to the escort that's up on Couch UK. And all this stuff, and you somehow think you're stunting on Cassie when we all know that she was trafficking, she was on drugs, she was beat up, it wasn't her thing, and you're literally sitting there talking about, I know what's going on, well, really what you're describing is playing a willing role. Cassie was not willing. You were. So what's really going on? And also, I went for about protection after she burnt me. Who do you think she got that from? Where do you think? You think she was on the corner like you doing something strange for some change? No shade if somebody does do sex work. I'm really trying to be derogatory to him, but I will not disrespect sex workers because it's a living, right? So I apologize to anybody that is in the sex work industry that I don't mean that. But him, this ninja, you are sitting there giving interviews to Tasha K, talking about after she burned me. Who do you think burned her? You talking about Cassie was in on it. She wasn't a victim. Who do you think burned her? Why do you think? Because here's what I want to know. After Diddy stopped paying and Diddy stopped demanding that she touch you because Diddy liked you, right? Diddy liked you. You were Diddy's type.
I'm glad you're alright.
Did Cassie ever touch you again? Did she ever call you to hook up again?
You might
Did
want to
she
consider
want you
relocating
again?
to someplace that is legal. You know what I mean?
Did she want you again? Did she ever do anything to get in contact with you? No? That's right, because Diddy was what? Me. Diddy was the one that was doing that. And the fact that anybody, especially someone dumb enough to be that third, and how are you doing tricks for a billionaire and you don't have a yacht? I'm not into sex work. I don't know how much it pays, but I can tell you that if a billionaire had me doing something strange for a change, what? I don't understand. You up here on Tasha K instead of where's your luxury villa? Especially if he had you working for 8 years, right? What dummy? Anyway, right? But here's my whole point. This trick that's going around talking about well, Cassie, this and that. Did she ever call you? Did she touch you? Did she ever touch anybody that looked like you again? Did she like you?
For
You know,
15
you're
days?
like, did she ever go near you? Did she date someone that looked like
That
you?
ain't
Was there
really nothing.
anything that would lead us to believe that you had this magical control over Cassie? Or are you missing the obvious? Diddy was in control. All right? The obvious. Diddy was a trafficker. Diddy was a trafficker. Diddy was a trafficker. Diddy was the one. Diddy was the one that had a crush on your ass. Cassie was tolerating you. And even that chlamydia, that little STD you said she gave you, baby, you can go and thank Diddy for that because he's the one that passed it. You should, anyway, right? And then talking about some, in my opinion, Cassie was willing. That thing you see in the elevator, yeah, they fought. Every time I see someone look at that type of violence and be like, yeah, it was an argument. It wasn't an argument. It was brutality, and you have just whatever. But even then, this dummy is sitting there on Tasha K. And I can't believe Tasha K is letting her platform be used for this, but I don't know, right? The whole point
Always.
of the matter is, right? There, you're doing all this, and you're saying that in your opinion, and what is your expert opinion? Except being the BBC and Diddy's fantasy, and your expert opinion, sir, we are not paying you for rocket science. We are not paying you for jury analysis. We are not paying you anything. Diddy didn't pay you for rocket science. He didn't pay you for analysis, in my opinion. Sir, you are, in your opinion, you're the same person that somehow thinks that you refuse to sleep with somebody without protection because she gave you whatever. But anyway, you're like, Cassie wanted it. It was just an argument, and she was willing and consensual. And I said, you know what? Instead of having you here talking about and telling us, you know who could do a better job of actually saying what happened? The guy that was in the room. The guy that was in the room. I believe it was Jules that was in the room, right? Jules is the one that was in the room. And if it was like that, then how come Diddy didn't bring Jules to say, I was in the room and it was consensual? I was in the room, that's what they do. I was in the room. See, here's the thing. We don't need anybody whose claim to fame is to be the BBC in between Diddy and Cassie to let us know what was going on. We can literally get the person that was in the room, but Diddy can't do that. Why can't he do that? Because he has nothing to stand on. Why can't? Because out of everyone, they said they were going to get accountants, bad boy staff. They said they were going to get all the escorts. They got no one.
Nice.
They could have called KK. They could have called D-Rock. They didn't call anyone because they knew.
Damn, that's a lot of change just for
what they were actually doing. Listen,
you know what I mean? In 2 weeks.
Nobody could defend.
But for the better though.
This loser is up on Tasha K. Literally the whole world. First of all, Diddy's team has already unleashed hell on Cassie. The whole world has gone in on Cassie. That you can't spill somebody's tea when they spill their own. You cannot spill someone's tea when they spill their own. Again, that's just my opinion. What do I know? I hope to God I never had. Oh, I already know that ain't happening. I have learned. Anyway, let me just say a few more thank yous. Mr. PR, NPR said the defense thought they ate with some weak A tech. Listen, the funny thing is, you know, they thought they ate. They sat down and was like, literally, Tinny Garrigos was sitting there reading the text. I'll see you guys.
Right.
It is hot. Listen, Tinny Garrigos was sitting there reading the text, and Esteban was reading the text, and the rest of the defense team was sitting there like, Mark Agnifilio was sitting there acting like something. Diddy, they thought they ate. And I was just sitting there saying, am I the only one that thinks this is falling flat? Now, granted, I'm not on the jury, but I am a layman. I'm not on the jury, but I'm a layman, and I have zero understanding. So I think it's hitting me the same way it's hitting that jury. Ex-Heathen said, was the HIV, wait, what, was that allegedly passed on, spoke on? So nobody knows anything about bodies in Virginia, houses in Virginia. They did not talk about any medical records. I think that was like a concerted effort between the prosecution and the defense not to bring up any medical records at all.
That's crazy that, like, you know what I mean, where the world is where it is right now, don't matter with medicinal
I love it.
THC, and, you know, they would do approach it like that.
Senses on high alert, and your reporting has been on point. Thank you so much, Ty the Gemini. Shout out to the therapist doing what needs to be done. You know, MJ, thank you so much for the super chat. Brianna Caper said, so it's deliberations now. No, it's not deliberations yet. We still have to do closing summaries. The closing arguments will be on Thursday. Also, Maureen Comey jumped up and was like, I hope to God that the defense is not going to talk about any foreign nations, anything that's going on with the government, anything with politics, because I would hate to have to interrupt and object. And the judge was like, yeah, we already stipulated that. It's not going to happen, Mr. Agnifilio. And Mark was like, yeah, no, you have my word. You know what's so funny? It is 4:36 now. Diddy is probably still in that courthouse now watching freak off videos as we speak. So there's no deliberations yet. Deliberations are expected to start on Friday. At the latest Monday, but definitely Friday. Closing arguments for both sides are expected to be both on Thursday.
Not much.
Said, wow, quick. What is
Same old.
Or you don't get to see that
cool and chilling.
Oh, not true. So tomorrow there's going to be court, not for the jury, but there's going to be a court because there's a whole bunch of stuff they have to argue over, namely the jury instructions. Okay, both sides are telling the judge what they want are in the instructions. The judge
Yeah.
has the final say, but they are arguing over that. Of course, the defense wants nothing, the prosecution wants everything. But the
Yeah, I was
prosecution
about to do the
outlined
runaround on the
what
car.
the jury instructions are going to look like, then the defense. Also, facing truth.
I
Said,
didn't
yes,
have enough
I got
room.
my lawyer. From now on, when you see me doing the Comey lean, you know I'm about to get into my bag. Also, Natasha, Tisa Goddess, Nancy Grace in the world on Tisa Tells Time.
And she
You
states
I can't wait for Portia and Simon Report. Those are my
that's her opinion.
baby. Portia. Yo, there's something wrong with that girl. That's probably why all her blessings always turn to sand. But anyway, let's get back to it. Cozy Rose at Tisa, you found your coverage covering the trial. I'm planning to cover more trials, guys. Thank you so much, though.
I mean, isn't that what every influencer does?
Borges said, thank you, Mama.
Interject their opinion.
At 68, surprised nobody called Jonathan Adi to testify. Oh, and also, SP said, was the family there today? No, oddly enough. So let's talk about it.
You're still free to, your own, or debate it or whatever, but
because they felt like they had enough witnesses and they proved their point, and they didn't feel the need to go more and more again. They have been doing this for 4 going on 5 weeks, which is normal. And the defense gave them a list of 100 witnesses that the defense was going to call. So
I don't knock her. I don't think she has a problem. I've been seeing progress and success for her.
Never mind. We're not going to do this. We're not going to call anybody. I know the prosecution was like, it don't matter. We still got it in. Also, a sister from New Jersey said, it is hot as heck right now. Thanks for all you do. It really is. Thank you. And even though, y'all know I'm on my weight loss journey after I just went crazy all winter. And they say that the same way cold plunge helps burn brown fat, they say can be activated through the hot weather too. So let's just hope. SB said was the family there today. So his mom was there, his godbrother, and other family, but the immediate family, like the sons and stuff, they were not there. It's expected that probably the whole family should be there for closing arguments. I would imagine that the whole family will want to be there as a show of support for closing arguments. You know what I'm saying? Mary from Virginia, thank you so much for the super chat. And the Vinyl said, love the work you're doing. Please get an electric neck fan for the hot weather. Well, listen, I thought I was going to do that, but now this is almost over. Anyway, I like Melissa's. Okay. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so let me stop playing and get back into this. They also
she has to do what
Capricorn Clark,
she
right?
do.
Remember when Capricorn Clark was
Yeah,
and they said
I don't hear her telling lies.
Now, how you talking about you called Cassie?
If she happens to believe, if her opinion is incorrect, that's all it is. It doesn't make it a lie. And she states her opinion.
And Capricorn Clark was like, what are you talking about? I never said I called Lauren London. I remember I called Cassie and Kid Cudi, right? Guess what? The defense in stipulation
in live streaming, you never aim to want to be like somebody else, because that's biting off somebody else's shit. Be yourself. Let things work out as they may.
And they said that they found that there are no records in the government doesn't reflect that Capricorn Clark ever said that she called.
And as far as it goes, I don't see anybody else.
That means that gotcha moment that Mark Aguilar and them swore they had when they thought they ate Capricorn Clark all the way up, that means that they got things wrong.
Anyone else's audience that are going out of their way or along with the host supporting the movement, like she there 9 o'clock in the fucking morning, she going in. So people can say whatever the fuck they want. They gonna any old fucking way. But if you're there versus me or you who or him who are here, there, and somewhere else, and we ain't there, she sees what's going on in the courtroom. You get a live, real-time person with reaction who is versed in covering matters.
And a mistrial, it's over. It's over. No more, listen, there's no more witnesses, no anything. And ask yourself how come Diddy can't get anybody to actually say anything on him except for somebody on Tasha K. And that's another thing. Even that person that's on Tasha K talking about something, in my opinion. In your opinion, how come him call you then? Have him call you. How come Diddy didn't call you? How come Diddy didn't call you? You talking about your opinion all the time. All of these Diddy supporters, how come they didn't call him as a witness?
Every YouTuber is there. No, they're not.
He was building. He knew what? He could have testified that during the freak off, Cassie was like, don't stop, get it.
I'm not there. I'm a YouTuber. I don't follow her.
Diddy even knew not to call you. And the feds are
But
like, we don't need you.
Nevertheless,
again, the feds called the escorts they wanted. And
she says, tell me what you think. Okay, that's her. That's her take on it. She has, the right to say that. No reapproach. Tell me your opinion. And to me, there's no difference. There's no difference in saying that versus saying, whatever I say or my opinion about it, and then following through with, in my opinion. So that, I don't have to tell you to leave your comments in the commentary. No, it's still an open door, and if you feel, independent and on your own enough to do so, then do so. It's all good. Just like stars say, you don't have to agree with me. She doesn't say, you have to agree with me, it's my opinion, and I know, and no. I've heard her say several times, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first to apologize or admit it. When we get to that juncture, we'll see.
Just somebody that makes a habit out of dating married men, according to Tasha K. So
as long as
so anyway, right? The Rule 29
the provider of the information isn't tarnishing the information or fake themselves, it should be no matter of extra concern anyway. She's just someone reporting on a topic. She looks good doing it.
He literally said that there's no proof at all.
She's in the streets. For real. Bitches is back at they fucking plush studios or whatever. They ain't out there. Man, they ain't boots on the ground and shit.
Diddy's team sat up there and said that they want the sex trafficking thing thrown out as being unconstitutional. Because why? Because why? Because why? I said, look at you, Diddy, being a freedom fighter. It's not enough to say that you don't think he commits
really?
Sex trafficking.
Hold up.
Now trying to tell me that sex trafficking.
Where's the timestamp? 1 hour and 5 minutes. She devoted out of her time daily. You know what I mean? Whereas some others are just throwing up, little reels or, maybe half that on the coverage. I ain't mad at her though, personally. Every gossip YouTuber? Oh, well, okay. I guess so. I don't know. While you was just stating the facts. Cool, yeah, that's what I'm for. Not the gossip. And I know she does gossip too, of other, she covers other issues and shit like that. I don't even care for any of that. I've actually never listened to any of it. She's who I've been my point of reference of listening to, of coverage for the case. Really, literally. Her, I can't even say another person, 2 other people that, TMZ, and TMZ gives a complete different take on from what she does. At the end of the day, leading into the beginning of the next, you have to be the judge of what, I don't think she lying. I don't think she capping, making shit up. Like, what the fuck would be the point in that? And she said plenty of times, well, you know, hey, Mike could get off, but he won't, you know. She had the opinion that he won't go anywhere if they do get the appeal, all that. And then if that's the case, it's going to be even more difficult to find another jury that definitely don't know about the case right now. In any sense, or in any case, I'm not rallying for him to get out. So, I feel people that do wicked things in the dark should be brought to the motherfucking light. And if you've been in the dark that long, then the light will hurt you enough. He ain't do nothing, but it's not even an if. You can't even implement if anymore because there are facts of things he did. But, you know, funny enough, when Kelly had his case, it was the same exact shit. The hood and everyone else was divided. No, yo, lock him away, throw away the key. Nah, he finna walk free. We still gonna play his music. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo-de-woo. Where's the ninja that went up against the feds? Now? Still in the feds. Now? Okay. With R. Kelly. I don't remember. Did he make bail? I don't think so. Did they give him bail? Nah, denied, right? They put him in a cell and then just happened to never let him go, right? Comedy from the 80s, yeah. Yeah. I forget what the signature shit with him was. He had some signature. It was a laugh or something, right? But, okay, just run comparisons. Just run comparisons from the R. Kelly trial to the Diddy trial. No love, no support, no hatred, no disgruntlement. Just run the similarities. And if end result is factual, R. Kelly is still imprisoned, I do believe wholeheartedly the end result will be the same for Diddy. They have. If you don't, they have proved that. You might be, you know what I mean, a week and a half, almost 2 weeks behind with that statement. It's already been proved. And whether you choose to accept it, that's something else. But it's already been proved. Whether you feel like it's been strongly proved or not so strongly proved, it's irrelevant. It's been proved. They've rested on that. They've already made their points on that. That and sexual trafficking. So, and the funny thing, I was thinking the other day, like, you know, it's easy. It's real easy. To critique or cover this whole situation from the comforts of our own home and freedom and liberty. But what if it were you? So you gotta put yourself in the shoes. Me, I think, oh shit, I'm going down. I'm going down. This it. Niggas ain't letting, man, nigga, yo, the nigga been locked up for over half a year now. And you think because they got nothing, and they just gonna tell him, oh, sorry, man. You know, we didn't have all our ducks in order, man. Hey, go on. Go on now, get. You think that's what's finna play out? You think. See, let me tell you what I think. They're gonna rest their case quickly. They don't have a major defense because there is none. And instead of agitating and wasting the court's time, which is very important in court cases for defenses and prosecution, instead of doing that, which will only agitate the judge and the court system because you wasted time trying to prove shit that there was nothing there. You know, take the less lenient route. You know what? Face the fucking music. The track's on. You can hear it in the background. Is it take that, take that? He has to face his music. He knows. He's gotten away with some shit. He knows. He had a good run with some shit. He knows. He ain't going nowhere. He doesn't deserve to go anywhere. Why would you tell the judge you're doing a good job? What the fuck is that about? That don't sound like a disgruntled criminal to me. That sounds like somebody that, is accepting the weight and accountability of their own accountability and their responsibility. Say. But if you yourself were dealing with these matters, the feds came to your house as they did in the same fashion, changed nothing. Oh, and let's not forget. Three unregistered AR rifles. Ain't talk too much about that either. It all come down to the charging. There ain't been a ninja you've seen get away and get over on this shit. It's time to get over being a Diddy fan. That shit dead. Don't raise your rolling in the sky. Don't tell nobody take that. Yeah, that's what his defense said. Don't matter. Ignorance of the fucking law is not an excuse. Haven't you heard? Ignorance of the law is not an excuse that would excuse you from the law. Oh, they didn't know what they were doing. You're moving around with ounces of fucking shit. You know what the fuck you're doing. You can play stupid, but nobody's stupid. Well, you gotta prove. They already did. They're gonna cry for mistrial, and at best, they'll get it. So far, the only thing they ever got to go their fucking way out of several different occasions of things, occurrences of things on occasion, was to get a juror removed. Okay. A juror or two. I don't know what happened with the last one. But he's finished. All right, Banks. Appreciate you stopping in. Catch you on the next one, man. Stay safe, stay smart, stay up. Stay on the right path. The one that leads to positivity. I mean, I'm not surprised you rooting for the scumbag. But that don't change the obvious outcome that's playing out. That only if you don't want to see, you won't see. Someone that's not guilty speaks up for themselves. Someone that's guilty has others speaking for them and fears not to say anything because they don't want a bone to go flying out their fucking mouth. The skeleton bone to come flying out their mouth. Man, just a douche canoe. Belongs where he is. And ain't going no fucking where. Read them and weep. Those are the cards. Paying people off for sexual activities and whatnot, flying them over across. It's fucking goddamn racketeering. You may not think so. You should probably touch up on law. It's evolving all the damn time. And it's not fucking rocket, it's not rocket science. They've been putting together and extending racketeering laws since like the fucking Bush era, like madness. to be able to catch ninjas up, they get some power or try to develop power and have others working in line for that power. That's what they got them on. They showed numerous amounts of accounts, witnesses that testified to it. Of course, the drug mule is going to say he didn't think his boss was running a drug operations. I mean, that's only the rightest, stupidest thing to say. Well, I didn't know. Attempting to implement confusion. Nobody's confused. He wouldn't be in handcuffs if he didn't commit a fucking crime, right? Dude's a fucking sleazebag. And it'll probably be the best thing since s'mores. Marshmallows and s'mores. Graham ham. Mm-hmm. And I ain't never once hear you say nothing about the fact of him uh, receiving his karma. Miss Universe here. I don't want the universe. Yeah. How you think the universe feel about him? What you really think this is about? A bad liquor deal? You're right. And innocent men and women and people don't have anything to hide. If he was innocent, he'd have been free. He'd have never been in there. There would have been no talks of freak offs and all this other shit. What's all the drugs and the guns for? It comes with the lifestyle. But I can tell you something else that comes with the lifestyle of drugs and guns. Improperly presented. Jail time. Are you fucking kidding me? I thought my brother was the only person I'd ever met or knew to obtain so many charges. You got 75, 74, 71, 70 something. Puff's got 100 and something. And you think they got nothing? Yeah. Okay. If it was your boyfriend or husband or brother or father, you'd be like, damn, nah, Uncle Sam, they got my people on all sorts, and they got my boy on all sorts of charges. He ain't never coming home. You know damn well. But I've clearly come to grips with the fact that you enjoy taking the difficult road less traveled on matters. You've got a knack for it. So, let's go. I accept it. I'm okay with that. If you were blocked, you wouldn't be able to write that, don't you think? I think. No tall glass or shut the fuck up that I've ever served has failed me. Let's just say that. If I block someone, they were blocked. I never was like, oh, you here have a tall glass, shut the fuck up, and then all of a sudden they're still texting. It's like, wait, what's going on here? That actually did happen once. Trolls worked that out for themselves one time. I don't know how they did it. How did they manage that, huh? And that's not the first time I've seen that question. I think y'all be questioning on y'all side and then just write that to see if it's definitively blocked or not, but might want to go with something a little less passive, like, just write facts. I'm always talking. I'd be like, yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Like, and it won't look awkward. Like, am I blocked? No. If you were, I wouldn't be able to see that. That you might have to take up with the YouTube platform. If they're real sensitive these days. See, we talking about the Diddy trial, that's okay. Cussing, I guess they got a problem with it. I can cuss. Maybe y'all can't. I know I didn't put on the kitty guidelines, but YouTube implements its own characters of what they'll accept and not. And if we start talking about the war and Israel and shit, they might just start blocking your whole message altogether. When riots were going down just last week, they were blocking frequencies, messages, anything coming out of there. So, yeah. One day, YouTube will have its own certified, registered football team with some of the best blockers out there. So what's your opinion? What do you think? They're wrongfully accusing a black man and trying to bring him down to the pits of hell where he doesn't deserve to be? Or the karmatic roosters have come home to roost for this nigga, and he getting cooked, chicken stew style. What you think? Me, I don't know too many. I don't know of any aside from Jay-Z. And luckily, they wasn't going at him for the Rihanna and Foxy Brown. They didn't try to put the sex shit on him. Beyonce, nigga been dating young women all his motherfucking life. But besides him and Irv Gotti and them way back in the 90s defeating the feds. Nah, I don't see Puff making it at all. As we were debating about earlier. In my opinion, Motherfucker might walk free tomorrow. Oh, Term, you were wrong. But you know what? I was. Now, how much you want to put down on somebody might assassinate his ass? Okay. Then I would advise you have to go back, check out transcripts. It's all been proven. Now, what's happened is that has been, that's overshadowing his crimes. If that's even fucking possible. But that's exactly what's happening. The humoristic, the freaky shit, the debauchery, the sexual fucking extremity shit is overshadowing, like we were talking about, players getting overshadowed, is overshadowing this nigga's fucking crimes. The nigga got 3 unregistered ARs. The nigga got 4 ounces in ketamine. The nigga got bribery. The nigga got and they have him dead to rights on these things. What was the extortion, right? Nigga, if I kidnap your daughter, I don't know if you have one or not. If I kidnap your child, pardon, and tell you send me 20,000, even though I don't need it, or else X, Y, Z, and you send the bread, and I'll send it back to you, I still committed a crime. You know that, right? That was extortion right there. That's what this nigga did to homegirl's mother. Call her a slut, call her a freak until the freak of freak, the freak goddess, give a damn. This nigga did illegal shit. Transporting bitches from Belize over here to be a part of the freak offs, you know what I'm saying? Paying for poom poom, flying it over, flying bitches in and flying, yo, I'ma fly in, I'll fly you out. It's a crime. This just then, niggas may not have known. It's a crime. This nigga is dead to right guilty of that shit. Every single chick came back and wanted more, and that has nothing to do with the fucking event. That it was a crime. Don't give a fuck if they loved it or didn't. Still a crime. Hey, how many people did coke before? Didn't like it. Didn't, you know, they just ain't fucking around with it, you know? How many people did coke before? They enjoy it. They still do it. Both parties are guilty. You know, doing coke is illegal, even if it's a trend and everybody likes it. And so, right? Right. The receipts all came back paid for by Casey or Jane Doe. Well, duh. Racketeering. Proof he had people doing his dirt. That wasn't their money. They were using the bad boy worldwide international credit card for payments and transactions. Who's giving the approval? None other than Mr. Freak himself. Racketeering. Coursing, overseeing. This nigga. And stop the bullshit. When did y'all become overnight Diddy fans? I know y'all lying. I know you fucking lying. Now you finna tell me, nah, I always loved Diddy. I bought his album when it came out and stop the shit. Nah. I'm not buying it because I don't know how much it costs, and even if I found out, I wouldn't be interested. You could be giving it away for free. Tell me, nah, you ain't gotta buy it here. Nah. You know, I'm gonna pass on the free gifts. And you say you can't be held liable, but seems to me he's being held liable. Why he ain't went nowhere? Because he feel he's a liability. So they letting them lie in the cell. Get comfortable, man. He ain't going nowhere. You shared with me before. You don't have this extensive criminal background. You ain't had the run-ins with the law and shit. You wasn't coming up trying to be Queen Latifah and set it off and shit. Now, so I write you a little pass that says I excuse you for your lack thereof knowledge for interactions with Uncle Sam and the American United States Justice Department, especially federal. Did you forget the state? You forget the state that they got a bunch of shit too? Nigga got more charges than a Dodge dealership on lot at one time. What? He's not charged with domestic violence, so therefore he can't be held liable for that. Didn't say he was gonna. Not one MF time have I mentioned, oh, would you see what he did to her with the elevator and then he dragged her down the hallway? No. And now think, please. If they chose not to pick that up, well then, it's because it ain't worth it. It'd be a waste of time. No, this is way better. And this and that, and yeah. The nigga buried himself. What you gonna tell me next? They planted the drugs? This man did these things to others, and now the karma is coming back to him. If he was so cool, so smooth, so smart, he would not be so fucked right now. Another thing she likes to point out, I agree completely. We could debate this till the cows come home and the sun sets and re-rises. But will you tell me? Aside from yourself, where's the supporters? Where was the expected real supporters? Not the fans, no, colleagues, workers, so forth and so on, other celebs. Oh shit, yeah, nah. It ain't not crazy, stupid, chaotic, fucking attention whore Kanye. No. Somebody we can really, why Denzel ain't show up? Oh, because he always leaving before the devil get there. Okay. Well, why hasn't Will went down and Jada and people that were at the party? Why no support? What's up with that? friends knew I was innocent and didn't do something, well, I expect them to fucking be there, line the seats up out here. What the fuck? Write letters to the judge, let them know. I mean, Kodak Black and some other underground nigga that was in there. Motherfucking Yayo. People were writing letters to the judge. The judge ain't taking mail no more. He didn't close his mailbox on this issue. Ain't no letters in the box in there from Destiny's Child or whatever. No. Just maybe T.I. No. How about not? No. You mean to tell me the entire fucking industry got the word from their uppers on their labels? Hey, I don't want to see you down there. You won't be getting that advance. Ain't nobody supporting them. Nobody. Fuck a statute of limitations. It ain't over for him. They caught him within a year of one of those charges running dry. Yeah. But, and still, statute of limitations just means, oh, you could have gotten away with this crime if there was no mention about it until, this date. A fucking sucker way out for a criminal. Personally, I would do away with all statute of limitations. Fuck you mean? Criminals would have no leeway. Nah, nigga, you did murder or whatever the fuck you did. If it can be proven in a court of law, truly, your bitch ass finna pay. Come on, you taxing like you on the defense team and shit. Where the fuck's the support? Why has there been no support? Can we get a, you know what I mean? Make it make sense kind of response and answer. What you got? Why? Why has no one chosen to step forward but Kanye? Ebro, Charlemagne, and whatever girl they got up there with them could have shut down the Breakfast Club for a morning. Or actually kept it running, actually. Just go, leave the studio, head down to the motherfucking courthouse, so we here, and show support, ooh, get the press pass and all that. They didn't want to, no. There's not mobs of the people in the streets, outside the courthouse, demanding his freedom. Nope. Mobs of media outlets, as it should be. But where's his people at? Anybody? Just, oh, shit. Why is that? Why is that? KRS-One style. Doom, 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 doom. Why is that? Why is that? Come on, give me a logical explanation. Ooh, I got it. You can't. You don't see many people rallying, gathering for the guilty That's rare. I think the crowd didn't want to get such a letdown after the letdown with R. Kelly. Y'all were championing and showcasing him and shit. You're free, R. Kelly. Where he at? That nigga, 4 hours ago, that nigga got off the chow line. He got intact in there. No, I want out. I said, ain't no way out. He got intact in there trying to mimic what the fuck the Canadian kid going through. Man, he ain't even get out. Tory Lanez. And he innocent. Canadian came down to America, got caught up with the American justice system, and ain't seen freedom since. Fuck you mean? Puff was with Shine minutes before he did some shit, or they did some shit that landed one of them 10 years. They've been waiting to catch that nigga. They didn't catch him last time. They had to let it go. You know, these major names, Jennifer Lopez and shit. Oh, no, we can't have them brought down in the local club around the corner from 42nd Street. No. Blame it on the Young Thug and all that. All right, cool. 10 years later, the nigga talking about, the lady says I didn't shoot her. I say I didn't shoot her. That only leave, but only so many other people, you know. Nigga out here doing motherfucking simple arithmetic on giving you the clues and shit. No. So let me finish hearing what my girl over here talking about. Cause he ain't said nothing.
It's illegal. No, the law is coercion first and fraud. They're saying that law is unconstitutional and that law should be thrown out. I literally listen again. They literally pulled up the fact that Diddy paid his own credit card bills 2 times out of 10 years. Okay, you still use company funds. Again, this might be doing the ineffective of counsel. They said Rule 25. It only acts for inference. There's no evidence at best. A reasonable juror under the circumstances would never find that Diddy did any of these horrible things. They said the government didn't prove RICO, and that Diddy did not agree to run a RICO, so it couldn't be RICO. Hey, how you doing, mama? Oh, pretty good. They said Diddy didn't agree to do a RICO, the RICO mastermind that failed. So because he didn't agree to do a RICO, then it's not a RICO. And also, I guess Diddy has to come, and this is what criminals do. Hey guys, get in here. Come here. Do you want to do a RICO? Do you want to do a RICO? What about you? Do you want to do? Oh, everybody want to do RICO? Okay, we're going to do a RICO because that is 100% how criminals talk and act when they are committing RICO. Miss Shapiro, great job arguing. They said that the feds argued there's a pattern of RICO since 2004, but for that you need an agreement, the conduct and continuity. They said this. Oh, they also said the enterprise was not distinct from the RICO activity. It was just more of a group project. So if I say that your RICO is moving Colombian dancing dust like kilos at a time, and if they find out there's a RICO that we're moving Colombian dancing dust RICO at a time, I can't charge RICO because apparently the exact thing we're doing in RICO is the exact thing you're doing in real life. I said, right. Y'all got that. I was sitting there being like, you got that. You got there. It's too close, too soon, too RICO-ish. Oh, the yoga preacher. Did I say thank you? I think I already did, but thank you again. Also, they said that the relationship must tie the enterprise together, right? There must be a will and like a spoke, like a wheel and then the common hubs, right? They said it must tie it together. And they said the only common link is Diddy. Oh, and this personal boyfriend and girlfriend stuff. I said the common link in a RICO case against the Combs International, the common link is Diddy, and because of that, that's why the RICO doesn't count. So I guess with the mob, if it was Al Capone, he's the common link. I said, right. Y'all got that. It's me, Lexi said, I really hope the jury sees past the BS. You know what? I'm going to be honest with y'all, Lexi. Since it's just me and you, Lexi, just the two of us talking, I hope the jury sees through it too, because let me just tell you this, right? Abona Donna, Abona Donna, thank you so much for the super chat. I hope they do too, because I counted with the jury, and I don't want to give up their make and everything too much, but there's a lot of men on the jury, and there's a lot of, dare I say, older men on the jury. And, you know, no offense if you're an older man, but y'all invented misogyny. Y'all are steeped in misogyny as a whole. And also, I feel like people from a certain generation, they are very, very comfortable with transactional relationships. They're very, very comfortable with transactional relationships. Those were the generations, right? Those are the generations where the mom, the wife, the man got a different family, leave the woman, don't see anything, don't want to be around anything. That's a generation where they just go, they do what they want, and nobody says anything. That's a generation where, like, the husband hates the wife, but they ain't never getting a divorce. They are very, very, very comfortable, like super comfortable with transactional relationships. You know what I'm saying? So to see that it would be transactional, they would be like, what feelings? What you like? What? Look, they're the generation that started a thing. You want to, cry in a Benz or be happy in a Honda. Like that's that generation. So listen, but I do think, you guys, a fair thing. Prosecution did a hell of a case. I believe that they proved it. And I believe that some people are trying to act like RICO. Even the way Shapiro was sitting here trying to gaslight us that RICO's not really RICO. And by the way, the statute should be unconstitutional. Boy, get out of here. On top of that, when I said, of course these people want that statute of force, fraud, and coercion to be unconstitutional because it's messing up all their happy times and what they're really into. Janine C said, do I diddy do. And Mindy Rojas said, I love your passion. Go have a sweet tea on me. Oh, that sounds so good right now. Stay cool and keep doing your thing, yo. It is 100 degrees right now, and I'm up here putting in the work. They said there is no proof of the conspiracy there's no proof. The bodyguards, the employees, nothing, nobody knew what went on into the hotel room. They just thought that they were setting up candles and oil and bringing $5,000 to $15,000 in cash to Diddy and what did they call them? The guests, not the guests, the partners, the guests, somebody in the room. It starts with a P. The guest in the room. Okay. It's me, Lexi said, I do know what you're saying since it's just me and you. Oh, I know that's right, Lexi. I know that's right. And also, Yana said, T said, you showed up and showed out for this trial. Looking forward to your true crime show. Thank y'all so much. I plan on investigating more true crime. And Jordan Smith, thank you so much for the super chat. Because apparently there is a lot of foolery that goes on all the time. Look at the way I am humbly sacrificing my sanity for you guys. Everybody has left and they went to their air conditioning to do their live. And I'm out here with y'all, but that's because I love y'all. I can't even say it's because I'm doing the big one. It's because I love talking to y'all. They said even David James said it was part of the job. And the nature of the sexual activity was concealed from the staff. Even Cassie and Jay know they had to hide. They sought to conceal it, not to intercept. And they said KK was trying to help Cassie. Security didn't know what was going on. So now this is the way all these people that are literally not snitching on Diddy, that's the big one Diddy did you. KK tried to help Cassie, but if you tried to help her, then that means that you don't know what was going on. If you tried to help her. The security didn't know what was going on, then why was the security saying, oh, we're icing her face right now? How can y'all say y'all didn't know what was going on? And everybody knew that Diddy was leaving for 2 to 3 days. Cassie got paid in wire transfer. Jane got paid in wire transfer. So who was the $5,000 in cash for? Who was the $15,000 in a paper bag for? And why did you bring that after the night ended but before the worker left? They all knew what was going on. They get on my nerves. They said KK knew nothing. There is no evidence of agreement, no basis for conspiracy. Diddy didn't agree to co-conspire. Diddy was the boss. You don't even have to agree to co-conspire. And Angel Lim said, what's happening with juror number 7? I've also forgotten. Please let your coverage. T said, oh, thank you. Okay, so listen. Juror number 7, everybody's locked in. Now, don't get me wrong. Something could happen over the weekend, but everybody's locked in. Juror number 7, they looked into, I assume it's a him, they looked into their medical records, and they saw whatever was going on with that vertigo is not anything long-lasting, it's not anything big. They are saying that another juror, I think, sadly enough, their wife, this is something that got brought up in voir dire, somebody might be dealing with a medical issue for a family member, okay? But again, it has not done anything to intercede on the case. So juror number 7 is safe. Juror number 8 is safe. Juror number 7, what happened with that? Oh, sorry, I was describing juror number 8. Let me remind it. Juror number 7 is the one that brought something to the court's attention. The court, both sides questioned that juror and hammered them left, right, and the third, and they both walked away satisfied that that juror is on the up and up and has candor. Again, y'all remember what happened with juror number 6? Judge Aaron thought, like, maybe you want to be on this trial because you just want to be on this trial, which isn't a good thing for jurors. And juror number 6, he did an interview saying that he didn't know who Diddy was. He never listened to his music. He listened to Latino music. Y'all, I'm not even a fan of Diddy, and I don't listen to Bad Boy. I don't. Like, all the artists, I'm a Tupac girl. Even Biggie, to me, was mid, right? If I have to go listen to oldies, I'll hit up Tupac. My whole point of the fact is, I was not ever a fan of Bad Boy as a staff, a record label, and an MF and crew. However, I know who Bad Boy is. I know who Diddy is. I know Diddy was smart enough that he could do it. So for that juror to actually feel like you didn't even really know who Diddy was and nothing about his music, boy, maybe Judge Aaron made the right decision kicking you off the case. Again, right, they said that there's no proof of bribery. They said the statute is too narrowly construed. There was no police involvement. Cassie even refused to go to the police. Eddie Garcia even said the cops were not involved. It wasn't bribery. It was a gentleman's agreement with $100,000 cash in a paper bag. You guys, stop being so stupid. Why would you think that somebody secretly contacting someone and giving them $100,000 worth of cash to illegally get footage from a video, which, by the way, you know how you know it was illegal? Cassie actually sued the Intercontinental and got $10 million from that shit that Eddie Garcia and them did. She got $10 million because they were not supposed to sell that footage. You guys, this is perfectly legal. The fact that he had to go like it was a mafia movie and bring this and send IDs and sign an NDA and then get $100,000 in cash, to which Diddy said, don't spend it all at one time and don't put it in the bank. What's illegal about that? You know what? Diddy's team is making good points. What is illegal about that? Nothing. Visionary, thank you for the super chat. Blessed Child said, oh no, not Nas. Oh wait, Nas was never on Bad Boy. We're big fans of Nas. Nas was never on Bad Boy, right? All Dog Truckin' said, these aren't.
No, he just Nas did the biggest song with Diddy that Diddy ever had.
Okay, thank you, B. BB having my back. Thank you, B. Kawasaki, thank you so much for the super chat. And Visionary said, you're brave for speaking about big like that in New York. Much love. Listen, y'all can listen. Biggie was a notorious woman beater, wife beater. He had really weird lyrics about, I listen to lyrics when I listen to music. He had really weird lyrics about like raping fathers and their daughters too. Like, y'all can listen. I'm that buzzkill that will be in a party doing a two-step, and I'm like, what? What am I dancing to? That would be me. Biggie's lyrics were weird. They were weird. I didn't get it. Right? I get what you're saying about Biggie. Y'all don't listen. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just saying. The lyrics were weird. The lyrics were weird. Monica M said, I watch you every day in my work truck. You're so good at reporting, better than other channels. Thank you. And you're ordering merch. Monica, thank you. Eileen Negron said, I got my mug. Yana. Eileen, thank you for working out. All Dog Trucking said they were 100% real victims, Tisa. They were not willing to participate. They couldn't have left at any time. But hey, he didn't do it. Let's be real, Tisa. All Dog Trucking, I will be real. Thank you so much. And he says that they were 100% real victims. All Dog Trucking, thank you so much. Mikey S said Diddy is cooked, and since they had KK's own words from phone seized, she pretty much testified and cooked herself next. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yana said, Tisa, I live in Cali, but I'm currently in Nigeria. Regardless of the time difference, I'm not missing your live. Shout out to Nigeria. Yana, I want to know, what is Nigeria like? I was thinking about going to visit there. Ashley Faye said, Tisa, you're killing it. All the way from Texas. Thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate it. I want somebody to tell me what Nigeria is like. Or email me and let me know if it's worth going to visit. At least in the summertime, or when's the best time to go. Anyway, listen, they sat up there and made us listen for an hour after they did their flight of fantasy, and I really this could have been a memo to the judge. Why did you have to read this? Why they were reading this out loud? It was emotion. They could have just been the judge. They read it out loud with no jury around, right? And that's when I said, y'all, they are still playing the media, because at the end of the day, you did not have to read this in court, but they wanted to. Oh, nostalgia girl. SRL said from Romania with love. What's up? Listen. Oh, that's another thing. That's the last thing I want to say. Because who brought this up? Candace, right? Miss Culver had a good point. Remember that defense witness they were fighting for? The expert that was going to say that they weren't actually victims of abuse. They were just in a very, they were in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, that they were just into some kiki stuff about domination. They didn't even get that expert up in the stand to testify. They didn't even get the expert up there to tell us that this wasn't anything crazy. This is just what freaky people do. Ask yourself, why is that? Ask yourself, why is that? All these people being like, it was consensual, then why didn't the expert testify? Why? Why are all these sex workers that are pro-Diddy gay? Instead of on the witness stand, Diddy could have called them. Where's your expert? Where's your witness? Where's KK? Where is T-Rock? Where's any of them? They could have gotten, where is all these people from the Combs International being like, yeah, we're good. Where are they? Where are they? I'll tell you where they are. They don't exist. And the reason they didn't do any of that is because they know if they did, it would have been a mess. Again, I think it's a big mistake. For Diddy not to have any witnesses. Because I get it, you not testifying doesn't mean that you're guilty. That's pleading the fifth. But you don't got one person, anyone, not one escort. You had hundreds of them. Not one employee, not one high-ranking official, not one expert that you trust to get on the stand to actually say you didn't do what we all know you did. Baby, my shepherd pie said, ouch, ouch, ouch. This is my new thing for the people in the back. Anyway, you guys, listen. Let me get out of here. I'll go live later. You guys also, oh wait, no, I'm not leaving yet. Hold on. Really quick. Yes, it's commercial time. You guys, don't forget I have merch. We have the Diddler Dinner t-shirts. We have Your Honor mugs. We have Tisa Tells merch. We have Listen, you guys, there's a lot of merch on the store. Please go and support. I know it took me years. I've been on YouTube for how long? 3.5 years? It took me 3.5 years to get this merch going. But baby, better late than never, right? Oh, also, I'm going to have some videos about Diddy. And you guys, listen, if you're new to my channel and you like my delivery, you like my style, I am going to start doing true crime. But more importantly, don't forget, I cover funny gossip, I cover celeb scandal, and I cover other things related to trials and stuff. My whole point of the matter is, make sure that you like, subscribe, or at least hit a bookmark and keep coming back to the page, because I guarantee if you like the way I've covered the Diddy trial, baby, this is me. And we bring this energy, this insight, this humor, and whatever, and yes, the ramblings, and yes, like the energy into everything that we cover. So don't forget, my channel was here before the Diddy trial, and it's going to be here after the Diddy trial, and it's only going to get better. But listen, I promise this week I'm going to start uploading non-Diddy videos, including this lawsuit that's going on with Fat Joe, because, baby, That is a Tyrone Blackburn special, and it looked like he rocked Fat Joe's head all the way back and got him to rights. I will say one thing: Fat Joe should have settled, because the same way Diddy didn't think he was under investigation. I don't know what's going on with that Fat Joe case, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.
See, she said it right there. Let me know what y'all think.
Regular BMs, huh? Okay, let's see.
Fastest way to click.
All right. Cool. And nothing but 16 minutes over my intended time of intent. So thanks for stopping by. Stay safe, stay smart, stay up, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.